Hi everyone, I'm back after a long time, and I hope you are all safe and that your families are safe. And it's been a tough couple of months, and here in India, we've been under lockdown and we've been social distancing and doing all that. Shops have been closed, schools are closed, everything's closed everywhere. And finally, since a couple of weeks, we've had some relaxations in the rules, and online shops have started opening up, like Amazon and Flipkart, and so have the shops in the neighborhood. And while it has been a tedious couple of months and the situation isn't improving much at all, and it is a very worrying scenario, but my family and I have been trying to adjust and settle into this new routine of sorts with social distancing and everything. And I just wanted to share how it has impacted my 3-year-old and what I am doing to keep him occupied. Now, it had been tough because I didn't have any new toys for him at all, and he was bored sick of playing with the same ones, reading the same books that we had uh, at home, and I was desperately in search for new ones. And now that finally the online portals have opened up, I went ahead and ordered a couple of things on Amazon, and I packed this bag with some of the new toys that I got for him, and some of the old stuff that I dug from the bottom of my cupboard where it had been lost for quite some time. So let's get started and see what's there in that bag that I've packed, not to take it out, and like we won't be leaving the flat anytime soon. But this bag is sort of like my son is very fond of this bag, and I just have something packed in it so that he knows it's for him, and he likes to like carry this bag around the house, and he can open it himself, and he can pick out whatever he wants to play with or whatever he wants to read or something of the sort. So let's get started. So here's what the inside of the bag looks like. It is a pretty small sized bag. It's not a full sized one. It is a um, play school going toddler's bag, I would say. So I have it a, a bit jam packed. Some old things and some new things. So let's take them out one by one. Okay, the first one that I have is this zipper pouch, and this is from Bananagrams. I will share the link in the description box below. And I have this since maybe a year, I think. I bought this off on sale at Landmark, and I got this for myself. My husband and I like to play with these things, with bananagrams and apple letters and those sorts of games. We do enjoy playing that. And I actually got this for myself, but I think now I have found a new way to, use it to keep my toddler occupied. So let's take a look inside. So, most of you might know what this game is about, but for those who don't, you are supposed to throw the blocks and try to make words with them as quickly as you can. But I think they are really great for toddlers when they are learning their alphabet, because the dice cubes are a nice size. They're not too big, but they can still be a choking hazard, so you might have to be careful about that. But they are a nice size and they have a good weight, and they are smooth all over, and the paint won't peel off because it is like engraved. I cannot get it to defocus, sorry. So I have been trying to teach my son the alphabet. With schools being closed and everything, I don't want him to lose touch on anything, and I thought maybe teaching him a few things or trying to get him to identify a few things wouldn't hurt. So he only identifies the letter A and the letter B as of now, and I think I could get him to play a game like pick out all the A's and line them up together, pick out all the B's. So similarly, he can after doing A and B, he can move on to C, D, and so on. So that's how I plan to use it. I don't know if I might have to change a few things or think up another way, or if this might interest him or not. I'll find out more when I introduce this to him. So let's look at the next one. So the next item I have is a set of puzzles, and these are jigsaw puzzles with the transport theme, and there are 5 like vehicle puzzles inside this box. Each one has 5 pieces, and it didn't come in this box originally, but since these days I discard all the new packaging it comes in, I discarded its original box and I just stored it in a wet wipes container that I had bought from first years. So these are like really well-sized blocks, and they are like pretty thick, good quality cardstock. And in this we have a fire truck, an ambulance, a tow truck, a tanker truck, and a car. I think I shall share the link in the description box below. So I'm planning to introduce the concept of jigsaw to him. So far he's never shown any interest in jigsaw puzzles, so that's one thing I want to try to inculcate in him during this time that I get to spend with him. Let's look at the next one. So this is my first brain quest, and this is not new. This is something I've had for a long time now, I think for over a year. But he wasn't interested as much in it back then as he is now. They have these, they have 2 decks, deck 1 and this is deck 2. And they all come with a parent's guide and how to go about it and all that. So they have these lovely scene cards like this one, and then they have cards that come after it with teaching your child how to identify and pick out the names, and basically you just talk to them about what's there in the picture and stuff. And these cards are both sided, so you have the front and the back, and we really have fun with these because you have themes like bedtime, and you also have themes like Halloween and holiday and circus, winter, and seasons and different places at the beach and everything of the sort. So we've been really enjoying this for some time now, and I think this will again be a good addition for him in his kit. So the next thing I have for him in this bag is a travel sized Blokus game, and they come with the bigger sized ones come with 4 colored coins for 4 players, and the smaller travel sized one comes with 2 colored bricks, and a red and blue. And the aim of the game, you can basically play it however you want, but if you follow the actual rules, the aim of the game is to arrange your coins such that they only meet at a point. But my son likes to try and make patterns out of these, and this is again an old game that I purchased a long time ago for myself, and my husband and I usually play with this while traveling or even while at home. We also have a bigger set with all 4 colors for 4 players, but then we usually tend to play with this. And again, these might be a choking hazard, so you should be careful about this with your kids. And I think it's a pretty decent game, and my son enjoys playing with this these days, so I have that in his bag as well. So the next item I have for him, I purchased it new, like I just got it yesterday, and this is from Swish, and these are known as this no, these are from ThinkFun, and these are known as the Swish cards, and they are transparent, and they have this is the junior edition, which has like the easier ones, the easier patterns that you need to join. So basically you just place them like that on the floor or on any bright surface, and then you get your child to like match them. So the outline sits on the fill shape and the fill sits on the outline shape, and it has to be matched like that, and you get to keep these two cards for yourself. And you can actually follow the entire game, or you can just get your child to match, and they need to twist and turn and maybe flip the cards and see which way it would match. So I think this is a very good game in that regard, and I found this on Amazon after seeing a really cool YouTube video on it. So I really recommend this game, and I think my son will find it exciting to like play with this. I haven't given it to him yet, so I'll know how much he likes it when I introduce it to him tomorrow. So it also comes in a nice simple velvet sort of carry bag pouch, and that makes it handy to like take it even while traveling. So let's look at the next one. So the next game I have for him is Blink. This is from Mattel, and again, this is not a new one, this is an old one, and my husband and I play with this. So I thought this would be a really nice game for him to learn to match by shape, or like sort by color, sort by the number. He still doesn't know counting. I haven't taught him that yet, and he hasn't learned that in school yet. So counting is out of the picture, but he can identify the shapes, and he can also match by the color. So I think this will be a good activity for him, and because there are lots of shapes and there's lots of colors and there's lots of cards, so at least we could do some of it at one time, maybe for 5-10 minutes. I think that would be enough. We could probably sort them in piles of shapes, or maybe in piles of color. So I think this will be really exciting, and again, it's a way to like just make use of whatever things you already have at home, and you never really think of how useful these items are for kids. Like if I don't know if there hadn't been this lockdown issue, and if like if the shops weren't closed on and I had to make do with what I had at home in trying to keep him engaged, I don't think I would have come up with an idea like this to like use these adult games with kids. The original packaging of it got destroyed because my son accidentally tore it once while we were playing, but after that I just store it in this little pouch. So I think that's a great way of making use of what you already have at home. So let's look at the next one. Okay, so I got this new for him on the suggestion of my sister-in-law, and she really recommended this, and I got this as a gift to my kiddo. So it opens up like this. It's magnetic, and it's got these really cool wooden pieces. The pieces are not magnetic on both sides, like you can stick them only on the side where you have this metal thingy right here. So they stick on one side, and you can like turn them, use them. However, this entire side is magnetic, and you can use these shapes to make all sorts of really cool pictures. And it comes with this booklet, so your child can see on this side and try to make the image here, and it's got the same image in black and white on one page, and then you can turn it like the answer key, and you can see the same image in color. So, and we have quite a few pictures that you can create, and again, you can just create just about anything if you use your creativity. But I think it's a little advanced for my son, but because he is not that keen on puzzles, he doesn't like doing these things, and that's the reason I wanted him to try these things, and try to unleash his creativity in this way. Like, it's high time he moved away from cars and vehicles and just playing with random toys and trying to do something that will give his creativity a boost. So I really like this. The quality is great, and I hope he likes it too. So let's look at the next one. The best part is that it is so handy that you could fold it up, fit it in your bag, and just take it wherever you go. So in the future, when we are all out and about traveling again, I think this would be even good for older toddlers and older children to play with while traveling. So this is really good for that. And lastly, I just have a couple of books from the series that he likes. My son is fond of these books, and he will just flip through and look at the picture and try to retell the story in whatever words he knows, using his limited vocabulary. So he's really fond of flipping through these, and then he tries to act out the angry scenes and the crying scenes and the naughty scenes and all that. So he tries to act out, maybe make the expression. He tries to repeat what the character says, and he likes to do this by himself, or sometimes he might come to me asking me to read him a story. So I just have a couple of those books as well. The thing is that these days I keep all of his stuff locked up in a cupboard, because when the lockdown initially started and all his toys were outside, it was a big mess. And after that, I sat one day and sorted through his stuff, boxed, and that's the reason most of the stuff that I already had were lost somewhere in all that mess. And I sat down and I cleaned it all up, and I have everything organized now. So I just thought this bag would be a really good way of keeping a few things for him to use in that one day, and maybe for the next day I could take these things out, put them back in the cupboard, and put some new stuff in the bag for him. So he gets to play with new stuff every day, different stuff every day, and there's some variety for him as well. And so I think that's also a good way of keeping the mess to a minimum, and it helps you cut down on your cleaning task. And that is really important these days, because you're so overburdened by all the other housework and everything at home. It can get really exhausting. And lastly, I also have a few these are Thomas the Train minis. He's fond of vehicles, as you might have already guessed, and I have just a few minis that I got for him. I ripped open the outer package and I threw it away. I washed these, let them air dry. I washed these in soap and Dettol, and I let them air dry, and now it's safe and clean and ready for him to play with. So when he gets bored with all the other stuff, he can just play with a couple of these. And then when he's bored with everything, he will obviously ask me to get something else from the cupboard. He might demand for it as well. But I thought this would be a good idea to share with you guys, so you can also think of something like this. I would normally keep these things in a basket of sorts, so it's easy for him to access. But right now, since I have organized all of his stuff in the cupboard in baskets and boxes, I don't have any free empty ones. So I decided to make use of his bag, and I thought this would make it stay small and compact without putting too many things in the basket. And I think that's all for today. You could also probably think of adding a couple of snacks or something in the side pocket, or maybe in the front pocket or in some pocket, so something they can munch on by themselves, maybe in a small container that they can open by themselves if they're old enough to do that. And I think it would be a little bit of teaching them to be a bit independent and not clinging to you the whole time. My son has a habit of doing that, and I just hope he learns how to play independently for at least a couple of hours in a day. So that's all for now, and let's see if I can think of something else, or if I get any other new stuff that I like. I will definitely make a video and share that with you guys. And in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I know it's too long, but I hope it wasn't boring. So if you didn't mind the long video and if you want to see more content from my channel, please do like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, everyone. See you. Bye bye.